welcome to my video. Today I will be stretching my septum. Going up to a 10 gauge. It's at a 12 currently. Got a nice little horn piece in there. I'm going to miss it, but time to stretch it. I will say, first off, make sure your hands are clean if you are going to do this. I just cleaned mine right before, so good on that. And before I start, I will give a quick shout out to Urban Body Jewelry. That is where I got this taper and horseshoe. And I ordered it Friday, came on Monday. So quick shipping, good prices. Check them out. They're not sponsoring this. I'm doing the shout out on my own. So yeah, hopefully they don't say anything. Alright, so let's get to it. I do have all my little stuff down here on a paper towel. But first I do have to take this one out. So I know it looks like I'm picking my nose, but you know, gotta get that O-ring off. Alright, and some people would advise against this. I personally would just follow what you know. Listen to your piercer, but if you know your body, you know your body. So, it's iffy. But I am using some rubbing alcohol to clean that first. You know, you get used to it being in there, so when it's not in there, it's like, it's weird. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is, if I can get this package open. There we go. Right. I've got some emu oil here. I like this. Some people prefer other, like, I can't even say it starts with a J, but I don't use it. So some people use just KY jelly when they're doing this. But emu oil, I haven't had any complaints about it. Only complaint I would have is if it does sit for too long, it gets a like chicken fat smell. So I would say that, but other than that, it works really well to keep everything kind of healed, moistened. It doesn't block pores, and it allows for flexibility of skin. What I'm going to do first is going to go ahead and put some of that on each side. Alright, and secondly, got the taper here. I will kind of line that on both sides. And I like to kind of spread it around so it doesn't start dripping. Alright, and as you can see, that is now through. One thing you can do is also just go ahead and add a little more on there. Now we get to the hard part. Before I get to that, I should have mentioned these are concave tapers. Uh, Perfect to fit a horseshoe or a captive through. And I've got the horseshoe here today. I did a captive last time, and those things are a pain to stretch once they get to a certain diameter, certain gauge. So I just went with the classic horseshoe. Go ahead and get that prepared, get the ball off of it. Now you don't want to rush this at all. Alright, see, I will go ahead and you'll want to support this side as you kind of, for me it helps to twist it a little. And you'll want to make sure you keep this lubed up, because that is already starting to sting a little. I've made it to the middle part, which is usually the gauge you were at. And it will, yeah, it will sting. I mean, you're stretching something. This does sting a little more than when I went from the 14 to the 12. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a second and let everything get kind of used to where it's at. Go ahead and get as close to the hole as you can with this when you are doing this. I'm kind of using my screen as a mirror, so if I'm looking down, it's so I can see what I'm doing. Makes you want to sneeze. There's my thumbnail right there. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture as well. Alright. And I will go ahead and use some of this hand sanitizer. Alright, and it's started to not sting quite as much, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little more in there, top and bottom, behind, and back to it. I'm trying my best not to sneeze because I know that that's going to hurt, so bear with me. And I think my mailman just came, so wonder what I got. I'll go ahead and do the other side as well. Other side doesn't need it as bad, but for me, it does help. Whew. That urge to sneeze. I'm kind of just letting it settle. That way I'm not forcing it all through all at once. Trying to get it all the way around it. Okay. Ooh, that one. I'm getting there. I might have to cut quite a bit of content out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the camera and I'll come back to y'all.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, I am back. As you can see, I worked it a little more of the way through. So let's get to the next stage. Go ahead and put a little bit more oil on it. My eyes are watering a little bit. I mean, it's cartilage, it's not supposed to stretch. But we do it anyway because we want to. I've got the little horseshoe here. I'll give that a second actually and get this all. As you can see, it's almost all the way through. And I did put some emu oil on this. Alright. And, well, I kind of dropped the taper. But that did go all the way through. And it no longer stings. So, go ahead and make sure, get all the oil off my finger. And I made the mistake of not ordering extra balls, but you can get those on most jewelry websites, so hopefully I don't lose this one. It's wanting to keep turning. This is all normal though. I think I found the threading. Alright. And it's in. Thank you all for stopping by. And if you'd like to, hit that like, subscribe, and share if you want to. Alright? Y'all have a great day.